two charges, the impaired driving and the no valid operators. You're on probation on both. You violate on one file, or one count, you violate on the other count. The only thing that is different is I'm going to charge a certain amount of money on one and a certain amount of money on the other one. All right.
Your Honor, for the record, on behalf of and with Mr. Cleveland, sir, we tell me the name of the record.
Thank you.
I'm sitting in place of serving the record. This Gabe Robinson, who's next door.
Okay.
For information, is it with full permission also, Mr. Cleveland?
Yes, well, not permission.
Technically, he's standing in. Would you agree? Because he was sitting in and then he stood up.
Right.
And have you gentlemen had a chance to go over the report?
You receive it, Your Honor, and find it accurate. We would ask the court to adopt the recommendations. I believe he also reviewed.
I think
All right. Let me see what we got. Looks like this one missed me. I had a pile of files to go through and looks like this one missed me. Let me look it over real quick. References some inpatient programs in Tennessee. When were those?
I was reading like 2000.
So not since this incident. Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Rowley's recommendation number 6 is inpatient treatment or intensive outpatient. You understand that?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Absolutely, that's help.
All right.
I think of it.
All right. You're currently working at Wayne Industries? What kind of time off they going to give you? If you go to an inpatient program, you're going to lose your job?
But sometimes I can talk to them.
I'm going to suggest that that's not a job that's worth saving.
My health. True.
Well, it's not a $30 an hour job, right? You can do that at Wendy's or Burger King, $16 an hour, right? So, I mean, my point is, you can replace that job. Now, I don't know what your financial situation is. Maybe, going inpatient somewhere means you can't pay your rent, you get kicked out, and, your car note doesn't get paid, and, so you get sober, but you come out and you got nothing. I don't know what your situation is. But I'm looking at a guy that's got 2 drinking and driving charges going back to 18. Right?
Yes.
Your drinking has cost you lots already. Am I right? So what I'm looking at, to me, the situation looks like, okay, it's either you rip the Band-Aid off and fix the problem now, or you keep, the death of 1,000 cuts. You keep in your substance abuse, and it keeps costing you, and it costs you here, and it costs you there, and it costs you there, versus take the big hit now maybe and deal with it. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm not going to order you go inpatient. I'm going to order intensive outpatient or inpatient. What I'm going to suggest is we do a substance abuse evaluation. Was that ordered? I think just treatment was ordered. Yeah. So I'm going to suggest what we do is we do a substance abuse evaluation, and then you and Mr. Rowley can have some conversation about what the experts think is your best path towards sobriety. Okay. And then we'll craft the probation order to fit that substance abuse evaluation. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Understand though, if the evaluation comes back that this guy needs inpatient, then I'm going to tell you, you got to do inpatient. All right. So you weren't in here. I put people on probation to change their behavior. I don't want you to have a fourth drinking and driving.
I agree with myself.
Okay. All right. So anything else from either one of you before I sentence on these?
Nothing wrong.
Mr. Cleveland, anything else?
No, sir.
All right. So I'm going to adopt in full the recommendations that you went over with Mr. Bowditch, items 1 through 11. I'm going to put you on, you get two charges, the impaired driving and the no valid operators. You're on probation on both. You violate on one file, or one count, you violate on the other count. The only thing that is different is I'm going to charge you a certain amount of money on one and a certain amount of money on the other one. All right. Which I'll get to right now. So you're on probation for 12 months. On the impaired driving charge, the fines and costs are $1,500. On the no valid operator license, the fines and costs are $350. I'm going to send you downstairs to talk about payment options on those. Money is the least of my concerns. Okay. If you're doing everything else I want you to do, if you're doing the treatment that the evaluation leads to, if you're doing everything else I'm telling you to do, then the money, I'll work with you forever. I mean, I don't listen to this, Vanessa. I don't care if you're on payments until you're 45. I don't care. Okay. We'll work with you. We'll come up with some other options to close the file out or whatever. So get something set up so you can start making some payments, but don't worry about the money. Worry about everything else first. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions? Good. I wish you luck. All right. She's your new best friend. She's going to help you get through probation without problems, but only if you talk to her. And if you got problems, you got to let her know while they're little problems so we can fix them without coming to see me again.
All
right.
Open up, speak with
If you're willing to do what she's telling you to do, you're going to get through this. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome. Oh, you owe us money on some other stuff too. A no proof of insurance from 2016.
450,000.
Yeah, 438. So when you go downstairs to talk about payments on these, just do some kind of global payment plan or whatever. All right. Good luck. You're welcome.
In this courtroom hearing, Mr. Cleveland appeared before Judge Oakley facing two charges: impaired driving and operating a vehicle without a valid driver's license. After reviewing the case and considering the recommendations presented by the probation department, the court decided to place Mr. Cleveland on 12 months of supervised probation. During the hearing, it was revealed that probation officials believed he would benefit from inpatient or intensive outpatient treatment, a recommendation that Mr. Cleveland agreed to follow. Judge Oakley emphasized that rehabilitation and compliance with probation conditions were far more important than financial penalties. Along with probation, the court imposed a $1,500 fine for the impaired driving offense and an additional $350 fine for driving without a valid license. However, the judge made it clear that the court's primary goal was not collecting money, but ensuring that Mr. Cleveland received the help he needed and successfully completed his treatment and probation requirements. The hearing concluded with the judge encouraging him to discuss payment arrangements with court staff while reminding him that consistent effort, accountability, and commitment to recovery would be the key factors determining his success moving forward.